Sharky Gamer here. Today we're taking a look at the Hori Separate Controller. This is made for PlayStation 2 and it's made in Japan. Now, as you can see from the box, it kind of looks a bit strange because you've got half a controller there and half a controller there. Well, it's basically a gamepad controller that can split into two halves and used in 3 different play styles. So this is the front of the box. So up the top here you've got the PlayStation logo and the Hori logo. It says PlayStation 2 just there. Then it says Separate Controller, and you can see there the two halves. There's the first half through the display window there, and the second half is down the bottom. And just here you can see the 3 different play styles you can use it with. So you can use it as a standard gamepad, you can use it as sort of like a dual welding type of 2-piece type gamepad, or you can use it as a single-handed controller. Moving on to the back of the box, it shows us once again. So you've got your dual weld, you've got your normal gamepad mode, and then you've got your single-handed gameplay. So let's go ahead and open this up and have a closer look at this controller. Going to pull this out of here, and then we'll have a closer look at it. Okay, so here we have the first half. You've got one half, you've got the second half, and then you've got a cable. In the box you also get this sort of, I guess it's like a little short starter guide, quick start thing. Doesn't really have too much on it. So it just goes through how you can have the 3 different play modes, or the functions of it, what all the buttons do, and so forth. Okay, so let's take a look at this first. So first off, the most common gameplay mode. As you can see, the cable is connected to there. It's quite a long cable. Now the first mode, of course, is your standard gamepad. So you can plug this together and have like that, just a standard gamepad. So we'll take a look at as it is in the state. So as you can see, you've got a D-pad on this side. You've got your analog sticks, normal PlayStation buttons. You got the triggers on the back. And you've got a little switch here that says L, N, and R. Moving down to the bottom here, you've got your select start analog, and you've got an L1 and L2 button. I'll show you what they are there for in a moment. On the back you've sort of got a couple of grips, so you've got a good grip here and a good grip here. The idea behind that is so you can hold it with one hand like this. So you've got good grips on both of them. So if you wanted to use in this kind of standard gamepad mode, all you do is plug it into your console. But now say you would like to use it in the split mode. So the split mode basically takes these 2 controllers apart. As you can see, there's a connection in there that allows these 2 to pull apart. And you get this extra cable in the box. If we split this apart, you can see there's the same type of connections there. I'll just unwind this, and we'll connect these 2 together. So basically you have this one here, that just clips just like that into this side of the controller, and this one clips into the other side. Like so. So now you can split it quite far away apart if you want to, and you can hold both sides and you can play separately, but you can still use all the functions of the buttons, D-pad, everything. But it's a 2-handed sort of dual wheel controller, so you're not stuck together like this. You can split your hands, you can lean one hand against it, use the other one, hold it up. You can pretty much play whatever's more comfortable for you. This allows you a bit more freedom while you're playing, and so forth, so you can access all the buttons as normal. And of course the freedom, it does go quite a wide distance between it, so you do have a bit of space. Now the third mode and the final mode for this type of controller is the single hand mode. This is basically, you can actually play this one with a one-handed controller. It's like a one-handed controller. So you just disconnect the separate ones. And you notice how normally you would be plugging these two if you wanted a normal gamepad. But you don't have to have this half. You can put that aside. You can use this half as a single-handed controller. So this half still plugs in as normal, but now you can use it as a single controller. We can hold it one-handed, and you can use all the functions. And you're thinking, okay, how do I use the other stick and like the other trigger buttons? Well, that's easy. First off, you've got this little switch here that says L, N, and R. If you have it on L, this stick here will be the left stick. If you go down to N, this will then turn into a D-pad. Or if you have it on R, it'll be the right stick. So you change the mode according to what mode you want. And of course, say if you have it on R, if you click down that stick, it'll be R3. If you have it on L and you click down that stick, it'll be L3. And if you have it on N, this will act as the D-pad. Just in case a specific game that you're playing, of course, has functions assigned to the D-pad buttons. And as for the trigger buttons, that's why you have a second set of L1 and L2 buttons here. So you can use those as your trigger buttons when you're only using the one controller. So this virtually turns into a one-handed controller that you can just play. In the other hand, you can have a drink, you can have some food. You know, you can just play with one hand and just kind of chill out, relax, and not worry about the second half. But then halfway through, you decide, okay, I'm going to a different game. You want a normal gamepad that you can hit both things, both sticks at the same time. You can just simply plug the two halves back together. Just like that. It's really simple to do. It's really quick and easy. And of course, you can always plug the cable between them to make them split apart. So there's basically 3 different ways you can play with this controller. It's a really cool idea, and it does work pretty well. The only downside probably with the single-handed controller is that you do have to use your right hand to do the single-hand controller part, as it's not, you can't use the other hand, you have to use your right hand. Because otherwise it would be pretty good if, like, say you were missing an arm or something, you could pretty much use this as a single-handed controller, and it'll work pretty well as well. So even if you had a disability, you could use this, or if you just wanted to play with one hand. So it's kind of versatile in that way. Now, these Hori separate controllers are pretty rare. They're becoming very hard to find these days. They come in this blue color, and they also come in black as well. So you can choose between blue or black. When they do come up, I mean, they're probably around the $50 mark. But you don't see them that often anymore. Anyway, that's about all I can say about it. It's a pretty awesome idea, pretty awesome concept, and once again, Hori has made a really kind of unusual controller, but an unusual controller that is a quality build that actually works as it's advertised. Thanks for watching, guys. I am Sharky Gamer. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll have heaps more controller and accessories up very shortly. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to, and if you like this video, hit that like button. Thanks again for watching, guys.